Some people wake up feeling as though the weight of the entire world has settled on their shoulders overnight. They haven't even opened their eyes, uttered a word, checked the news, or gotten out of bed. Yet, this oppressive sensation is already there, pressing down on their chest. If you're an empath, you know this feeling intimately, down to your bones. You absorb all the vibrations around you, your environment, the subtle moods of others, their deep wounds, their unspoken anger, even if they don't say a word. You move through life inadvertently becoming a living radio antenna, picking up others' frequencies and completely forgetting your own. We live in a world that glorifies noise, an endless stream of notifications, loud opinions, unhealed trauma, and dizzying speed. So, if you are a quiet observer, a highly sensitive person, an emotionally developed individual, it often feels like you are constantly doing something wrong, that there's something inherently amiss with you. And that's when, subtly, this agonizing sense of guilt creeps in. Guilt for every breath taken in search of solitude, for needing to cancel an engagement, for daring to set boundaries, for breaking ties with someone who poisons your life, be it a toxic friend or, far more difficult, a parent. Guilt whispering that you are the root of all problems. But what if the true problem lies not within you, but within the very system that has shamed you for seeking to protect your inner world and peace? Carl Jung uttered words capable of turning your worldview upside down. The greatest privilege in life is to become who you truly are. But here's the truth that changes everything. For years, empaths become who others expect them to be. They transform into endless rescuers, healers, crying shoulders, becoming emotional sponges, draining themselves to the core, often for those who won't even bother to ask how they are truly doing. We continue to live by these scripts because we were taught from childhood. To leave means to be rude or selfish. We were taught that respecting parents means enduring emotional abuse. That family is an unshakable stronghold, even if it slowly but surely destroys your mental well-being. But listen closely. This belief system is hopelessly outdated. It comes from an era of survival and only condemns you to endless cycles of burnout and deep spiritual confusion. And here it is, the bitter truth that most stubbornly turn away from. No one, not your close friend, not a demanding boss, not even your own mother, has the right to drain your life force. Love without genuine respect is merely a pathetic imitation of love. And relationships devoid of reciprocity will never be sacred. These are not connections. They are traps for your soul. In the depths of Jungian psychology, individuation appears as a sacred path, a journey to discover the authentic self, hidden behind a veil of social masks and expectations. But for empaths, this path takes on a special, vital form. It requires learning to detach, not from the world, but from its burdens, to detach from imposed roles, from suffocating guilt, from burning shame, from the false idea that true kindness means complete self-sacrifice and dissolving into others' needs. Your soul did not come into this world to be a bottomless dumping ground for others' emotional waste. Your true purpose is to transform, to transmute, to heal. But how can you fulfill this great mission if your own energy field is hopelessly entangled in a web of others' shadows and suffering? Therefore, if you feel chronically tired, if you are tormented by constant self-doubt, if you are exhausted by the question of where your motivation has gone, know this. It's not about mythical laziness. It is your soul's cry, suffocating from energetic clutter. It's time to take a deep look at how conscious detachment, courageous shadow work, and, yes, a little strategic selfishness can become the keys to unlocking your true purpose. We will talk about what empaths are never warned about, the insidious lie that being good can slowly but surely destroy you. We were raised, especially if you possess heightened sensitivity, sharp intuition, or deep emotional awareness, with the belief that kindness is synonymous with self-sacrifice. That your true strength is measured not by your resilience but by your bottomless capacity to bear others' pain, absorbing it without reservation. How much pain can one endure? How long can one stay in relationships that suffocate rather than nourish? How much can one tolerate before something inside irrevocably breaks? The great Carl Jung astutely warned, when we stubbornly deny our deepest instincts, when we ignore the call of our own nature, our shadow, like an invisible force, inevitably takes over. The shadow is not a monster, but merely a reflection of everything we painstakingly lock away inside. It is our unspoken anger, unlived grief, the burning desire to sever ties with those who shamelessly exploit our kindness. And here's the paradox. By ignoring these suppressed feelings, we don't overcome them. On the contrary, we allow them to possess us, unconsciously transforming into them, slowly dissolving in our own denial. This is why many empaths, after years of diligently playing the role of the good one, literally explode at some point. They don't just burn out. They collapse, fall into a pit of despair, spiral into deep emotional distress. And it's not due to their weakness at all. No, the reason is that no one ever taught them. Their own needs matter. Their feelings are important. So, let's be absolutely honest and categorical. You have every undeniable right to leave. To leave a friend who only remembers you in times of their own crises. To leave family members who scornfully ridicule your delicate sensitivity. To leave a partner who day after day makes you feel guilty for every emotional contribution, for every drop of your spiritual energy. This is not selfishness. This is a sacred right. Moreover, healthy detachment, the ability to set boundaries. This is not just a right. It is the highest act of self-love an empath can give their soul. The great Carl Jung tirelessly reminded us, individuation, this deep, lifelong journey to finding your authentic self, is nothing less than the only path to true inner peace. However, this path is closed when you dissolve into catering to others' expectations. It's impossible when you are bound by a suffocating sense of guilt, especially when someone has instilled in you the belief that breaking off contact with those who cause pain means being heartless. Remember, not everyone is meant to walk this healing journey with you. Some people, alas, were part of your wounding, not its cure. Some relationships are unspoken contracts, and when the lesson is learned, these ties must be broken so you can move forward. And guilt? It's merely a low-frequency vibration, cunningly programmed into you to keep you in submission. It's not the voice of your conscience, it's subtle mental control. The same can be said for shame. They are true energetic toxins, poisoning your soul. You don't need to go through them to heal. You just need to resolutely let them go. And here's a truly liberating thought that can revolutionize your perception. You are allowed to care less. Not about life itself, of course, and not about your cherished dreams. No, but about the opinions of others, about the judgments of those who misinterpret your silence, about the disappointment of those who have long benefited from your lack of personal boundaries. Let it go. Carl Jung was absolutely right in asserting, shame is a soul-eating emotion. It doesn't just wound, it consumes your life force, drains your energy. It mercilessly extinguishes the flame of your inner fire, turning sparks of motivation into paralyzing fear. Therefore, the solution is radical and, most importantly, effective. You begin to value your energy far more than others' approval. You refuse the endless need to explain yourself. You stop spending yourself on saving those who are unwilling to grow. you finally realize that your true worth is not measured by your ability to be endlessly available to everyone. And then something truly magical happens. Motivation, pure and unforced, returns to you. It's not imposed from outside, not forced, but deeply natural, like breathing. Why? Because suddenly, a vast, life-giving space appears around you. Space for your authentic voice, for your unique vision, and for your true, profound mission. And now, when we have finally uprooted this soul-crippling shame, what shall we plant in its place? One word: clarity. Clarity is not just a word, it's a powerful, life-giving antidote to exhausting empathic overload. But it's important to understand, clarity is not achieved through increased activity. On the contrary, it is born from clearly established energetic boundaries, from what I call vital energetic hygiene. Imagine it as daily, meticulous teeth brushing for your soul. Because here's the unspoken yet fundamental truth. Empaths don't need more motivation. They need fewer interferences, less distracting noise, less of what drowns out their own true voice. Carl Jung, though perhaps not using the phrase energetic hygiene, intuitively grasped the deepest essence of psychic boundaries. He believed that our unconscious continuously whispers to us through archetypes, symbols, and the most subtle energetic imprints. If you are an empath, then the world for you is not just a space, but a symphony of others' vibrations. But without clearly defined conscious boundaries, you become a sponge, meekly absorbing everything that is not yours, the chilling fears of those around you, suffocating collective anxiety, even the sticky, toxic remnants of emotional baggage from a toxic ex, which seem to have settled in your aura forever. And no, this is not a metaphor. This is a harsh, undeniable, energetic law. But here's the bitter truth that many prefer to ignore. Not all energy is clean and sacred. There is energy that clings like dirt, parasitizes your strength, manipulates your feelings, and deliberately distracts you from your own path. It especially comes from those who have not bothered to look within themselves and process their traumas. And if you possess a sensitive soul, an open heart, and are spiritually awakened, yet remain defenseless, then, alas, you are an ideal host. That is why clearing your personal space is not just a desirable option. It is an unconditional, vitally important necessity. It's time for a ruthless inventory. Is your phone an always open portal for panic and others' anxiety? Has your personal correspondence turned into a dump for negativity and demands? And your apartment, does it still hold items from someone who hurt you? Things you haven't brought yourself to discard, allowing them to poison your present? Is it possible that you are sharing your life, and even your bed, with someone who secretly envies the radiance of your soul? Every object, every word, every room is imbued with its unique frequency, and this vibration either elevates you to the heights or mercilessly drags you into a vicious cycle. The great Jung taught that the unconscious is a bottomless reservoir of wisdom, but one must enter it consciously. Empaths, alas, dive in thoughtlessly, every second. They feel with their whole being, but so often forget to ask the key question: is this really mine, or have I just absorbed someone else's? Here is your first decisive action. Burn that letter. Turn it into the ashes of liberation. Ruthlessly block that number, severing the toxic connection. Clear your space, filling it with healing music and a firm intention to banish all that is foreign. Meditate not to achieve anything, but merely to release what was never yours. Let this mantra become your shield. If it drains me, it doesn't deserve me. And now, perhaps the most radical but vital step. start saying no, without a single explanation, even to your mother, especially the one who sighs, "After everything I've done for you." Empaths are too often subconsciously programmed to equate love with suffering, with eternal sacrifice. But this must come to an irreversible end, because if your light is real, and believe me, it absolutely is, then you are here to create, to build, to heal, to innovate, to share your unique gifts with the world. And for that, enormous energy, crystal clear focus, and uncompromising, sometimes tough, detachment from everything that extinguishes your flame are required. No, this is not cruelty. This is crystal clarity. You are not evil when you stand guard over your mission. You simply no longer allow yourself to be someone's voluntary emotional dumping ground. Don't waste energy trying to fix the world around you. Instead, tune your own frequency. The right people will be drawn to you when you step out of the perpetual survival mode imposed by others' chaos. You were never meant to be insignificant, but you were made to believe the lie, that kindness is silence, that empathy is boundless availability, and that spirituality is self-sacrifice to the point of exhaustion. This was subtle programming, deep conditioning, a system cleverly designed to keep you useful, but never truly powerful. Because a powerful empath is a rare, potent phenomenon, it's dangerous to the usual order of things, and that's exactly what you are becoming. Dangerous, powerful, rare. Recall Carl Jung's concept of individuation. Its essence is not to dissolve into the crowd. It is about deep integration, facing your shadow, embracing your entire self, becoming absolutely yourself, not the version the world so persistently tried to mold you into. And you know what? This process will be uncomfortable. It will be isolating. It will even destroy your old self down to its foundations. That's why your true path is not endless busy work, but deep, comprehensive healing. And the greatest healing of all is the absolute permission to be selfish. This isn't a selfish "I don't care about anyone," but a deep, spiritual "I choose myself." It's a choice that respectfully guards your boundaries, values your precious time, and loudly declares, "My needs are no less important." When you shed the burden of constantly doing too much for others, you regain the ability to hear your own true voice. You begin to remember your true mission, your unique art, your own path, and your deepest essence. It is from this source that genuine motivation arises, not from coercion, not from pressing deadlines, not from a suffocating sense of guilt, but from harmony and deep alignment with yourself. You gain clarity. Your soul finds peace. You truly become yourself, and suddenly you stop wasting your precious energy healing others' unhealed wounds. You no longer explain your own path to healing. You stop apologizing for your inner radiance because you deeply realize no one, absolutely no one, has the right to dim your light. Even those who swear they love you, especially them. If that so-called love is actually just a mask for control, guilt manipulation, or imposed obligations, it is absolutely okay to get up from the table, even if it's laden with delicacies, if your soul doesn't feel nourished. It's okay to strive for a life that feels clean, light, meaningful, and conscious. And it's more than okay to protect your personal space as something sacred, because it is your inviolable sanctuary. And here it is, that stunning yet often unforeseen twist. When you finally dare to be self-caring enough to heal, those very people start to be drawn into your life. These aren't people to fix or guide. These are individuals confidently walking their own path. These are the ones who genuinely love you in your power and radiance, not in your pain and weakness. So stop diminishing yourself. diluting your true essence just to be convenient or acceptable to others. Unleash your entire unique fullness. Allow your precious attention to return to you, freed from everything that was never your burden. Let your mighty energy speak much louder than any words, because your true mission as an empath is by no means to save everyone. Your purpose is to maintain your inner purity, to remain a sovereign individual, and to become an unwavering lighthouse. And a lighthouse, as you know, never chases ships. It simply stands, tall, steady, dazzlingly powerful, emitting its light. Some ships, guided by your light, will find their safe passage. Others, unfortunately, may stray or crash. And that, remember, is not your responsibility. Your sole, sacred task is simply to shine relentlessly.